Hello, this is Tim Willis from Funnels, and today we're going to have a discussion and a brief tutorial on software we can use to map out our funnels. What we have here is sort of a mixed bag. There are a couple different softwares that can be used to basically create a schematic for your funnel and all these things that are associated with it. Now, I am in ClickFunnels Funnel Builder program, so I have access to a program called Guru that is a paid product, and it doesn't have a free level. This is Guru, the main interface of Guru, so you can just see what it looks like. Okay, and Guru will do many things. You can map out your funnels, you can do calculations on cost with your traffic and cost of your products, and figure out where you're going to make any money or not. But we're not going to be really dealing with Guru today. I just want to make you aware that it exists. Now, Guru, as I said, does not have a free level, and at this point I'm not looking to have you spend any money on something just to map out your schematic for your funnel. And so what we're going to be using is another program called Funnelytics. Now, Funnelytics is also a program that has several levels that cost money, but it does have a free level. And what makes Funnelytics useful is that free level allows you to map out funnels. And so, as you can see, I already have one little workspace, or not a workspace, but a cabinet's worked out here. But there's a couple of aspects to Guru, so let's start off by looking at what it would cost if we were paying for it. So this is the subscription page, and unfortunately it has this scroll bar down there we're going to click on, but as you can see, I am on the free version. And then as we go up, the costs get higher and higher. And if you really want to get the top level of Funnelytics, it's going to cost you basically $1,000 a month, or annually, still about $10,000. And so that's quite a big chop. But if we stay with the free plan, let's see what we get. We get one user, basically. We get 3 canvases that are in one workspace. We have access to the template library. We can duplicate a canvas. We can export a PNG in low resolution, which for most people is going to be fine. And then as we go down here, we also have support for the community hub and the product tutorials. And that's about it. So anything we want to do that would be doing cost calculations or workflows or anything like that is going to be out of range for the free plan. But that's not really where we're going with here. We're just going with mapping things out. And you could also do this as well on a piece of paper or a whiteboard. And there's people that do it that way. But if you want something that's a little cleaner, or in something that you might show people, then Funnelytics is going to work fine for us. Now, the other thing I want to mention before we get too far into this is Funnelytics also has a template library. And this is accessible at the free level, and so you have we have 7 pages of templates for various different things that you can download to your main interface and use it either to study, or you could either adapt it to your own needs. And so you see a couple of them here. So that is something you also will have access to if you want that. But let's go back to the main screen of Funnelytics, and we're going to create a new cabinet, and it's giving us a little nastygram here that we have used one of 3 unlocked cabinets available for our current plan. So this cabinet, we're going to call this lead funnel 22. And we're going to make a very simple lead funnel that would be something we would use to collect email addresses by offering people a free item that they can get to download by giving us their email address. So this is a very common practice to build up email list. And so as you see, we have our main screen here, and then if we click on this plus button, it will bring up this interface here, and we have 4 different tabs. We have sources, which is your things like your traffic, social media, other things like that that may be feeding information or customers to your site. Okay, so you see we have here, like we have Bing, we have banner ad, we have Facebook, we've got Instagram, LinkedIn, and so forth. And then we have pages, which is the main thing we're going to be working with, which is pages of certain kind that we would normally have in a funnel. And then we have actions, which would be actions of things that would be done. So we have things like purchase, we have things like add a tag, add to list. Let's see what else we have. Watch video, lead. So all these sort of things that we might direct the customer to do. And then we have offline, which can be any number of things. So it can be a direct mail, it can be a phone call, it can be an SMS, it can be a Zoom call, or Salesforce, or even Telegram is included here as an icon. But as I said, in this example where we're doing the lead funnel, we're going to mainly concentrate on pages. And so if we start with our pages, we want to first choose an opt-in. And this is going to be the page that the customer comes to. And so with here, we can press on our 3 dots and we can change that name to lead opt-in. And then you see we have a number of choices here, like copy, duplicate, delete. Have some things here, if it gets real complicated, you can bring them forward on top of another item, but we're not getting that clustered today on this. And then we can click on that and have that. Typically for a lead page, we'd have them click on a button somewhere on the page, and that would bring up a pop-up. And so we have a page for a pop-up here. And then you see we have some guidelines here where we can arrange things. Now the one thing you can do here is these little arrows. We can put them like that and show the flow of where things are going. So we have that. We have the lead opt-in page. We have the pop-up. And then the pop-up is going to direct them to a thank you page. And so we'll put a thank you page right here. And the thank you page will be also generally on a lead funnel where there will be some way, generally a button of some sort, for them to download the free item. So again, we're going to click on an arrow and put an arrow there to show the directional flow. And that would generally be our classic lead squeeze funnel. When you're going through this process, if you're using ClickFunnels or some other program, it will generally retain that customer's email that signed up, their email address on the pop-up. And so we might want to send them a email after they hit the thank you page and download the item. And so what we can also do here is look here, and I don't generally use Funnelytics, but I'm using it just because I want people to have something free that they could work with. So I'm looking for an email icon, and as you can tell, I'm having some difficulty with that. Here we go. It's under sources. So if we were going to send them, say, a thank you email, we could take this icon here, and then we could put an arrow here, and that's kind of a little confused when you do that, but if you want to put the arrow there, you could. Now if you want to move things back up, you have your little hand icon, and that will allow you to move things on the screen. Like that. Because as you build more complicated things, you're going to want to resize and move things around to make it more understandable. But we don't need to do that here because we just have this simple lead funnel. We don't really have that much. But anyway, that's an example of what we can do. And then once we have our email here, we might be sending them some more emails. Maybe we're going to try to present a different product to them. And so in that case, we might have initial thank you email, and then an email here, or maybe we offer them a different item, and maybe if they don't choose that item, maybe a reminder email that that item is still available, but its price is limited. So in that case, we could take our emails here, and you see it's got the arrow there. And then we could draw arrows for that directional flow. And then another thing we could do is click our hand icon, move this over just a little bit. If we wanted to show something like a traffic source, and let's say our traffic source is a Facebook post, we can also show that in front to indicate that it had come to there. And then let's, now remember, your hand moves things around, but you need your arrow to select anything. So as you see, we can show an arrow saying that our customers are coming from a Facebook post to our opt-in page. And I'm keeping it fairly simple because this is just an introduction to Funnelytics. I'll probably do some more work in Funnelytics, and I'll probably also do some tutorials at some point for Guru. But I think because most people, I'm assuming, just want something free that they can map thinking out, we're probably going to, at least for now, be using Funnelytics more, because at this point it's all about just showing how we can map things out. But anyway, that is our introduction to Funnelytics, the free version, of course. And so if you see here with Funnelytics, I have 2 pages here. Now it will auto save, and you see here it says saved a few seconds ago. So if I click out of this page and go back to my main Funnelytics page, I now have that lead funnel 22 here. If I click on it, it comes right back up. Just like that. And so that's how Funnelytics works in kind of a nutshell. As I said, we didn't want to get too deep into it tonight, but as I said, that's how Funnelytics works in a nutshell. We didn't want to get too deep into that today, but we did want to introduce it because we will probably be using it in some future tutorials to map things out. So my name is Tim Willis with Full Moon Funnels, and I am a certified ClickFunnel funnel builder, and I make tutorials on this YouTube channel. So this is Tim Willis with Full Moon Funnels, and so that is our tutorial for today on Funnelytics, at least our little introduction to it. I am a certified ClickFunnels funnel builder, and I realize that I do sound like Deputy Dog Texas Cousin, but we're going to keep on making these tutorials, and so I appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and we will have another tutorial soon. So thank you and have a good night.